Before we turn our frog into a prefab, let's make him a little bit smarter. Let's give him the ability to jump some set number of jumps instead of just once back and forth. To do that, we're going to need to open up our frog script and make some minor changes. And what I'd like to present to you first is a quick challenge. See if you can come up with the solution of how to make your frog jump 2 jumps instead of 1, or maybe some variable number of jumps. If you're up for the challenge, go ahead and give it a try right now. If not, then go ahead and just unpause right after I say to pause and continue on, and I will show you the process. All right, let's go ahead and I'll show you the process now. Hopefully you either found the solution or you're just ready to go through it. The first thing that we're going to need to do is set some number of jumps that our frog can make. And I'm going to do that by going up above line 12 and adding another serialized field. I'm going to make this an integer so that it's whole numbers, and I'm going to call this underscore jumps. I'll set it to 2 so that our frog will default to having 2 jumps. We're also going to create a variable that we're going to use to keep track of the number of jumps remaining. So I'm going to do that after line 10. I'll say int underscore jumps remaining. Now in our jump code, we're going to do a little bit of checking. We're going to see if we have any jumps remaining, and if we don't, we're going to flip around. If we do, then we won't flip around. That's pretty much all there is to it. So we'll add some lines here, line 28, right after line 28. Say if underscore jumps remaining is less than or equal to 0. Somehow if we get below 0, we're still going to want to run this code, but we should only ever get to 0. So if we're less than or equal to 0, then we want to run some code. And the code that we want to run is the code that flips our jump force. So we're going to take jump force star equals new vector 2 and cut that line out. So select the whole line, hit X, and put it right here on line 31. And then after that, we need to reset our jumps remaining. So I'll say jumps remaining equal, oops, if I get that right, remaining equals underscore jumps. So when we run out of jumps, we'll flip directions and then reset our number of jumps remaining to however many jumps we allow. I'm going to add another line here so we have some space, not add an else like it's recommending. And then let's save, get rid of our star here, and go back into Unity. We should see our frog in here with a new field for a number of jumps. There we go. I've got 2 jumps available. And if I press play, I expect to see it not be perfect. Let's see it though. Let's hit play and watch our frog jump and see what we've got going on here. So our frog is there. And he'll jump. And he jumped, but he's looking the wrong direction. And he's jumping kind of far, and then he went into the water. Okay, so I've got 2 little issues there. One, he went way too far, and now I've lost my poor froggy. He's falling through the world. And 2, he's not looking the correct direction. So step 1, we're going to just reduce the jump force. I'm going to change this to about 150 on the X so that he doesn't jump as far in that direction. But first, after that, I want to go into my code and make sure that he actually jumps to the right, so that he actually starts jumping to the right because I have it at 150. It doesn't instantly flip to the left. If I open up my code again, you'll see that we don't ever set our jumps remaining to jumps when we start. Initially, we just kind of have a 0 and we get reset and flip over. So the first time we call jumps remaining is at 0 because it's never set, and it gets flipped over to the opposite direction. I don't want that. I want it to go the direction that I had it facing, or the direction that my velocity is set to by default. So in awake, I'm going to say underscore jumps remaining is equal to underscore jumps. So that way we get set to the value that we have by default, and we stay going in our correct direction. The other code that I want to fix is with our flip x. Now our flip x value before was just swapping back and forth because it made sense. It's a Boolean and we're toggling back and forth based on the direction we're going. That no longer makes sense. Now we want to set it to true if we're going to the right and false if we're going to the left. And we can do that just by looking at our jump force. So we'll say flip x is equal to underscore jump force dot x greater than 0. So if the x value of our jump force is greater than 0, we're going to the right, then flip x will be true. Otherwise, it'll be false. We'll save this off. Let's go look at our sprite though, because remember, our frog by default is looking to the left. So that's why that makes sense. We have to flip it to look to the right if our character is going to the right. If our character was going the opposite direction, the logic of that code would need to be inverted or swapped. Let's save our scene, press play, and watch our froggy do some jumping. He should go hop, 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 or hop, hop, and then hop, hop. Let's see if that's true. So he jumps any second. There we go, hop. And a hop, and then he should flip around. Oh, 3 hops. Let's see if he's going to flip on this third. So he's never flipping around. He's never actually turning around. Let's go back to our frog and take a look at what's going on here. So why is he never turning around? Well, we never decremented his jumps remaining. So let's copy jumps remaining, and let's say jumps remaining minus minus on line 35. We'll minimize. Go back into our Unity editor, press play one more time, and now our frog should jump 2 times and not some unlimited number of times. He should actually obey our frog jump count. Let's see if that's true. So we play. Our frog should jump. And then he'll jump again. And then he's going to turn around and jump back. Look at that. We've got a frog now that goes back and forth any number of jumps that we specify. Right now it's on 2. Let's say we want to go to 3. Have him jump back 3 instead. And I go 1, 2, and 3. And look at that. We've got a nice, cool, bouncing back and forth frog. Let's stop playing, save our scene, and turn our frog into a prefab. So we'll go to the prefabs folder. We'll take our frog, drag him down into there. We'll save our scene, save our project, and then go to plastic and say that we've added the jumping frog prefab with variable jump count and distance. And we'll check in our changes.